Became an inventor by accident.
And sorry, I'm going to say a few things. First of all, this is also a nice video to analyze in terms of the education, because like we mentioned before, we have so many theoretical scientists out there, but we start losing inventors.
Right, those are all gone. Because those are the people who think outside the box, and you don't make it through school if you think outside the box. You don't move up, become a scientist, get into these professions unless you simply repeat what you've been taught, in which case, how are you ever going to invent a damn thing?
Exactly. And this guy is saying that at the beginning, because he left the first well, let me just play the video and leave and say.
Became an inventor by accident.
I became an inventor by accident. Because you need to leave school to do that, of course.
I was out of the Air Force in 1956. No, that's not true. I went in 1956. Came out in 1959. There's a mix an inventor has to have. You have to be kind of smart. And though I did not graduate from college.
And that is the first key.
Right. Absolutely.
I never graduate from school, from the university.
Look at history. Look at all these people, all the greats of all time, all didn't make it through.
Exactly.
And they became great.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean I'm stupid, because you cannot be stupid and do very much in the world today. Too many other smart people out there. So I just happen to get my education in a little different way. I'm not at all against education. I think it's wonderful. I think sometimes people, when they get educated, lose it.
And that is another key. You know, when you get educated, we lose you. And that's okay. I make this post for Skype recover and leave more buffer to transmit the video.
I want to talk to you about an invention I brought with me today. I call this hypersonic sound. I'm going to play it for you in a couple of minutes, but I want to make an analogy before I do to this. I usually show this hypersonic sound and people will say, that's really cool, but what's it good for? And I say, what is the light bulb good for? Sound, light. I'm going to draw the analogy. Light came out of it in every direction. Before the light bulb was invented, people had figured out how to put a reflector behind it, focus it a little bit, put lenses in front of it, focus it a little bit better. Ultimately, we figured out how to make things like lasers that were totally focused. What the importance is of being able to focus light. Now, after almost 80 years of having sound, I thought it was about time we figure out a way to put sound where you want to. What if I could aim sound the way I aim light?
And maybe you don't notice, but when he turned on this, the camera started making some kind of strange sound fail. And I'm going to continue that, but I want to just make this disclaimer. This is just a brief part of the complete presentation. The complete presentation is about 12 minutes, and I'm going to upload it into my YouTube English channel to everyone to want to see it, because it's a really very, very extensive presentation in terms of the main idea. I just take the important parts for this presentation to not make very long, but it's amazing the analogies that this guy talks about the speed of light being nonsense and the speed of sounds and blah blah blah, and it has, you know, just tiny parts of for people that are really wake up in terms of the cosmology that we study today via Flat Earth. Is a really nice TED talk, but I'm going to leave as it is right now.
I got this waterfall I recorded in my backyard. Now, you're not going to hear a thing unless it hits you. Maybe if I hit the sidewall, it bounces around the room. The sound is being made right next to your ears.
Do you catch that? When the guy is moving this, he's making a sound, and the people are hearing that sound. But only hear it the ones who have been focused in this area.
Right, the ones that are being aimed to.
Exactly. You don't listen nothing into the camera because you don't have ears in the camera. So the guy make the sounds bounce on the wall, and now when it's bounce on the wall, all the audience start hearing the sound at the same time. But before that, it's just only the person that this guy aimed with this so-called speaker. But let me just continue.
Unless it hits you. Maybe if I hit the sidewall, it bounces around the room. The sound is being made right next to your ears. Is that cool? Because the sound is made in the air along this column, it does not follow the inverse square law, which says it drops off about 2/3 every time you double the distance. 6 dB every time you go from 1 meter, for instance, to 2 meters. So again, this idea of being able to put sound anywhere you want to is really starting to catch on. It also works for transmitting and communicating data. It also works 5 times better underwater. We've got the military had just...
And this is the part that is completely related with the Blue Beam NASA project, because we have the militaries that are...
deployed some of these into Iraq, where you can put fake troop movements 1/4 of a mile away on a hillside. Or you can whisper in the ear of a supposed terrorist some biblical verse. Or you can whisper in the ear of a supposed terrorist some biblical verse.
And the audience believe that maybe he's joking about that statement, but it's not.
Not a joke.
I'm serious.
Or you can whisper in the ear of a supposed terrorist some biblical verse. I'm serious.
And they have these infrared devices that can look at their countenance and see a fraction of a degree Kelvin in temperature shift from 100 yards away when they play this thing. We make a version of this which puts out 155 decibels. Pain is 120. So it allows you to go nearly a mile away and communicate with people, and there can be a public beach just off to the side and they don't even know it's turned on. We sell those to the military presently for about $70,000, and they're buying them as fast as we can make them. We put it on a turret with a camera so that when they shoot at you, you're over there and it's there. So I've been really lucky as an inventor. I'm the happiest guy you're ever going to meet.
And sounds familiar, that technology?
Yeah, absolutely. And you wonder about some of these patsies and these other operatives who are basically activated, and they go out and do insane shit, and even they don't remember doing it. And these are the same guys that we never see go to trial, of course. I wonder why.
Exactly. So that technology that the Space Busters show as a 5G and all the radiation, it came from that guy. And that guy invented this technology that they use for hitting you directly via sound, because the sound is a vibration. So they, change your vibration, and that is what is going to happen to you. But also, they can use that to aim directly to your ear a sound where the message with the message that they want to, even like he explicit said,
like a Bible verse,
a biblical verse directly to the. So if you ask to me that if this technology that is presented 40 years ago, 50 years ago in the Blue Beam NASA project, it's possible completely.
I think they were doing it with the Germans and the testing on civilians in the early 40s, 50s, 60s.
Exactly, man. So it's complete perfectly. It's complete. It's perfectly
complete. Yeah.
Complete. Yeah. I mean, so we have all these. We have the technology to fake our alien invasion. Another thing is if they're going to do in this explicit way or not. I believe that in 90% is the only thing that we are waiting for is the image on the sky. The rest is complete.
Right.